Hey everybody, welcome back to the Race 5 Smokehouse and Grill, and today we are going to continue in this direct heat series, and we're going to take these beef plate ribs and throw them on the Weber Smokey Mountain and cook these direct heat style until they are done. Let's go. So I've been having a lot of fun lately using my Weber Smokey Mountain as a direct heat cooker. What I mean is that I take the water plate out. I don't use any sort of baffle in between. The only thing that's there is the coals all the way up to the meat. What we're getting with that is a lot of great flavor from the drippings from the meat hitting the coals and imparting that flavor into the food. We're also getting a great smoky flavor, but we're also getting somewhat of a grilling flavor as well, which has been fantastic. I've been loving everything I've done so far. So I'm just gonna keep that rolling, and we're gonna cook this beautiful beef rib plate same way. As you can see, a lot of fat on the top here. We're gonna trim this up some. Don't wanna get crazy with it. I just like having that meat exposed when I'm doing beef ribs. See, this is perfect. You don't wanna get too much meat, but you also wanna just get as much fat off as you can. Got it started. Let's see if we could just go ahead and pull this off here. Some of it off, we'll just go ahead, keep trimming this up. I'm gonna take all this off because this is just going to the bone here and this isn't gonna do us any good. So we have the top trimmed. We got that fat out of there that we didn't want. We've got this beautiful meat exposed. Look at how gorgeous this is. Now let's talk about the backside real quick. Now this backside has a real thick membrane on here, and in my experience, this usually pulls up and ends up falling off. It's really thick, so I'm not even gonna season the back because it's not gonna get through and you're not gonna eat it because eventually this is gonna come off. So we're just gonna leave that as is, maybe throw a couple scores in there just for the sake of it coming off easier later. We're just gonna season this up. So we're gonna be using salt, pepper, and then we're gonna go to the toolbox and grab our Meat Dave all-purpose seasoning and rub. This seasoning adds a great kick to it. It has a great flavor, and this is really gonna set this off. So let's go ahead and get this seasoned up. We're gonna start with the salt, and we're gonna put that salt all over. And this is a kosher salt. This is Diamond Crystal Kosher salt. Get all the sides. Again, we're not touching that back. So that's it. Gonna hit it with some 16 mesh black pepper. And just like a brisket, I like it going pretty heavy with this. It's a big cut of meat. It may look like a lot of black pepper, but over a longer cook, that black pepper really mellows out and just gives great flavor, and it doesn't necessarily have that hot, spicy bite to it. And then finally, we're gonna hit it with our Meat Dave seasoning, and we're just gonna give a kind of a dusting, a covering of it, because this does have red pepper, crushed red pepper flakes in there. So again, it does give it a little bit of a bite, which is beautiful. I always like a little bit of spice in my stuff. There we have it, all nice and rubbed up. We have the Weber Smokey Mountain fired up. Today we're using Jealous Devil lump charcoal. Start with a nice bed of unlit coals. Then we're gonna use about a half a chimney of lit coals. And make sure you get all those lit coals right to the center because you wanna burn slowly from the center out. Then we're gonna add some hickory chunks to get some great smoke flavor imparted on this as well. So Weber Smokey Mountain's fired up. This is seasoned up. Let's go get it on the grill. Grill's up to temp. We're at about 315 degrees right now. This is gonna cook a little hotter, and that's because we're using direct heat. So there's nothing to baffle, nothing to maintain temperatures down besides the vents on the grills, which we're running at maybe 25% open today. So let's go put this on the grill, but we're gonna wanna open this, close it, and get it shut down because the longer we keep that lid open, the more oxygen coming to the coals, the hotter it's gonna get. So we don't want it to get out of control hot. Up, down, shut it, let's go. She's a beaut, Clark. Get it on there, and let's close it up right away. I am keeping an ambient temp probe in there just to make sure nothing goes crazy with this cook. If grease starts hitting it, it flames up. Should be good, never had an issue. So it's shut down, ready to go. We're gonna let it run for an hour or so, and then we'll come back and check, see how it's looking. Be back in about an hour. We've actually let this go about 2 hours. We're gonna go take a quick look at it, see how we're doing, maybe give it a spritz of water to keep that surface moist. So let's go take a quick look. And again, we're gonna open this, close it as soon as possible so we don't get temp flare-ups. We're starting to get some good bone pull back, even better on the back here. We are gonna give this a quick spritz. Just get that surface moistened up some. Looking awesome. I'm gonna give it a rotate here. And we're gonna close it right back up. In another hour or two, we're gonna start checking the internal temp of the beef ribs and see if it's time to wrap or let it just keep rolling. So we'll be back in another hour or two. Beef ribs are off the grill now. We're getting ready to wrap them, put them in a cooler, let them rest for a little while. This was temping anywhere between 195 to 205, but one of the things I wanted to show is how tender this is. This probe is just basically falling through the meat. That shows you how tender it is. So we're gonna give this a quick wrap, put it in the cooler, come back in about an hour, slice it, taste it. I like putting it on a little tray, giving it a couple towels. Now we're gonna put it in the cooler. We'll be back in about an hour or so when we slice this up. Our beef ribs have been resting for about an hour in a cooler. It's time to unwrap these, slice them up, and give them a taste. These are looking great. Let's slice into them, give them a taste. First, I want to show you here. See, this really kind of crisp up, held it together. We're not going to eat this. So that's going to end up coming off when we slice it, or not. We're not really going to get into it. Let's just get to slicing here. This really did act as a good barrier with that direct heat. Take a look at this. Look at how juicy that is. Go ahead and take a bite right out of this. Super tender. Look at that. That is absolutely delicious. So much great smoke flavor from those hickory chunks we put on there. And here's a great thing also. It took 4 hours to cook. Normally these ribs will take 6, 7, 8 hours. 4 hours, direct heat, taste amazing. You got that great extra added beef flavor from the drippings hitting those coals. You got that extra direct heat flavor from the smoke and the fire. All that added extra flavor, amazing. Definitely gotta try these out. They cook so much quicker than normal smoking, but you still get that great smoke flavor. You get that great direct grilling flavor. Oh, these are amazing. I'm gonna keep messing around with different things to cook on here, direct heat style. Please let me know what else I should try. If you liked what we did here, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll be talking to you all soon. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Peace.